David McKinnon.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Gosuke Katoh.
Gosuke Katoh.
レフトへ伸びていくか、下がって、蹴られた、見上げた、デビッド・マテオ。
Hello and welcome to the second part of our conversation with the one and only Gosuke Katoh. I hope you enjoy the rest of this conversation.
Can we fire Dave and just get Gosuke on?
Yosuke seems more politically correct and a bit more knowledgeable, had a longer MLB career. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we can do that.
I think so. We could do that. Yeah.
So do a new intro, Gosuke. Can you just welcome everyone to Pacific Swings? It's like, please subscribe.
Our guest today is Dave McKinnon.
Gosuke, I'm curious though, because now you've experienced, obviously, the Yankees development. You were in their minor league system for a long time. You were with other MLB organizations. And obviously, MPB coaching, you've had that too. What would you say the biggest differences in how they each approach player development?
Yeah, I think that's a good question just because, like, Mac, how many teams did you play for, including Korea and in Japan?
So there was 2 in the big leagues, Angels and A's, and then Korea.
So 4. Okay, so like Mac, you played in 4 different organizations. I played in 6, and it's like every team has a different identity and like they value different things. So like when just coming up through the Yankee system, like that was when the AL East was like it was all about hitting homers. Like homers, strikeouts don't matter. And I do think that's still part of like the Yankees DNA. And then went to like, let's say the Padres. Padres were all about hitting the fastball. Like you can kind of find an identity of a team just from just being there for, a couple of days, you'll understand. In Japan, it was a lot of like small ball, and then making a lot of contact. Like that was in defense. And I think the cool thing about my job currently is like I get to work for the Blue Jays, and we are just such a unique team in that we are second in WRC plus, right behind the Yankees, but we also make the most contact. We have the 5th best defense in the league. We have the most sack bunts. Like, I mean, I'm not taking credit for any of our success, but
Please do. I mean, you
can do it.
Go for it.
I've experienced everything. Right, like that the Blue Jays do as a team. So in terms of development, we're a very contact-heavy team. So we are looking into developing bat speed, and that's kind of what we value, and also defense. So like, it's just like everything. I feel like everything has come like full circle in the current role that I have. And yeah, I think Mac has a different perspective too, because he played for so many different teams, like and Korea too. So. Yeah, it's just all different. It's very different.
Yeah, so you said you came to Japan, hopefully to find new coaching, new training methods, new theories. Did you find what you were looking for? Did you get a little bit more out of like some different thoughts where like you hadn't thought of something like that?
Yeah, I do think that like I would have never really taught how to like make more contact in the States, because that's not really valued. It's still not valued in the States, but doing that and like the defense stuff, it's next level. Like there's nothing like Japanese infield instruction. So like those 2 aspects, I definitely learned a lot from.
Here's another hot take for you.
God, here we go.
I'm actually trying to get canceled.
Here's another hot take for
Stop
you.
trying to get us canceled.
If contact was valued in the States, I'd get drafted higher and I still have a job. Let's put it that way.
That's not a hot take.
I don't know if that's a hot take. That's just like a true thing.
Yeah, I think going forward, we'll see how baseball, like I said about myself, baseball kind of evolved into my skill set.
Yeah, I think it's constantly evolving like that.
It's constantly evolving. Yeah. And like one day it'll probably be contact. And
I think it depends on the pitching too. Like what is the pitchers doing? Because then the hitters, they need to now, the hitting departments need to then counter what the pitchers are doing.
I mean,
so it's like, there's this, we got to counter it, homers. There's this now, like sinkers down, we got to make more contact. Like, You know,
I think
so
it's just been power driven though. MLB
it
has
is
just been
power driven for sure.
Fastballs
Yeah.
need to go up to 100 miles an hour, and thus you need to hit a home run. I think
The reality is too, like, the harder you throw it, the harder it is to hit. The less time you have to decide. The breaking balls are breaking later when you're throwing harder, so it's
more
just harder.
strikeouts,
Yeah,
more
and you're
homers.
just
Yeah.
not going to make as much contact. So when you do make contact, you'd prefer it be in the gap or over the fence. You know.
Yeah, but then you look at the flip side. In Japan, some guys are not throwing that hard, and they've got 7 pitches.
Yeah.
You have to change the way you.
And they
approach
go
the
through
game of
9
baseball.
innings and 88 pitches. You know.
Are we getting to ties again? Why we should abolish? Let me get your take on that, Gosuke. MPB.
Yes.
We want them to abolish ties. We hate ties. What's your view on ties? You're an MPB fan. You've played in the MPB. Do you hate ties as much as we do?
Probably not as much as you guys, because I don't wake up and I'm not like, man, I hate MTV ties. I feel like that's what you do, Jasper. Like,
That's very fair. Yeah.
but like, yeah, I do think that like the extra inning rules can be a little different, but there is a very good reason why there are ties. It's because the fans got to get home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
train
all got
off.
to get home. Shoot.
Well, yeah. I mean, you were taking the train for an hour
Yeah.
back, but like, yeah. Oh God, I don't want to open that box up like this.
you gotta be careful what you say. He might just cancel another thing in life. You never know.
Yeah, I might cancel those trains, but anyways.
Hey, if we're worried about those trains, we just pump that pitch clock. Get that pitch clock going, and bang, we're good. But they don't want pitch clock. I get it. As a player, I love the pitch clock, though. You know?
I like it too, but
As a player.
there's got to be different. Like a lot of things have to change. Like definitely need pitch comm. Like
yes,
the
they would
device,
need
yeah,
a pitch
that-
comm in
that's a
order to do
must.
pitch clock for sure.
So yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, ties. Yeah, I do think that like abolish ties.
See,
It's
we've
weird,
got you-
dude. It's weird.
Yeah,
Like you
we've
get
got
to
you
like
on board. Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah,
we've got
you
you
get-
on board.
so the
Slightly
thing
on
is, like,
board. He doesn't want to like full go in because he might
yeah,
get
I'm not
destroyed.
gonna fully
but,
go in.
But
Once you get to the 10th inning, there is statistically a benefit to tying, going for the tie rather than going for the win and losing.
yeah,
So like, you don't want to like really go for it, you know? Like if
it's like, oh, let's just play scared. Make sure we don't
let's
let up a run.
let's just like play for the tie. And I don't think that's like something. It is very strategic, but I don't think it's baseball.
That's the problem with soccer too. I played soccer, so I can say that. They're like, oh, we're on the road against a tough team. Like, we had these conversations in college. Like, hey, tie's a good result. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, let's put one in the back of the net and, like, maybe win, But that didn't.
Gosuke, I'm very happy you're getting this perspective. It's a wild show.
Really, that's what you guys are swinging for. Trying to get canceled.
Swing to win. Yeah,
I'm trying to win. I'm just trying to
the
win.
game. Just trying to win games. Yeah, we did come up with a point system, and like David came up with a brilliant solution. Of
I thought it was just let's do the
swing
hockey
off.
thing. Let's
Yeah,
do
do
the
a
hockey thing.
overtime
Like if
period,
you
yep.
make it to overtime, you get a point, and then after the 12th inning, we do a swing off or something. And I mean, swing off would just be electric in my opinion. But you could be whatever. You could do a bunt. You could do a bunt competition. I don't care.
Yeah.
We need a winner and a
was
loser.
really popular in MLB All-Star game this year too.
Yeah, they love that.
So yeah,
That was cool.
it does work. Yeah, Dave's not is. I mean, he's full of ideas. They're not all bad.
A lot of them are pretty bad. And then I say, even my good ideas, I say them poorly. So they're like, oh, wow, that's stupid.
Okay, let's talk about Ichiro because doing some googling on you, he's clearly your baseball idol, as rightly so. So I'm a Marlins fan, and I obviously one of my favorite Marlins moments is just when Ichiro signed and somehow the Marlins became relevant. I loved how he mentioned the Marlins in his retirement speech. It's like, yeah, I didn't know you existed. But Ichiro, and you wrote about him in the Players Tribune too, and from what I read at least, Google Translate. You got to practice with him and eat with him. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, to start, like we moved to the United States at the same time. He went to the Mariners, and then I moved to San Diego for the first time. And ever since then, like I was never really thinking of, pursuing a baseball career, but just looking at Ichiro and like seeing him, just like communicating with his teammates or like just shining on the baseball field in front of all these American people. Like that was big for me. I didn't speak any English at the time, and just being able to see someone that was speaking to his teammates, that gave me the courage to go speak to my classmates.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of how he first became my idol. And it wasn't even like a baseball thing at first. It was like, man, like this guy that, came to the United States at the same time I did is assimilating to the culture faster than I am. And that's kind of how he became my idol.
So what was it like meeting him then? Because that must have been, they always say never meet your heroes, right? But you clearly got to meet yours. What was that like?
Jasper met me, and he's just like, gosh.
I always dreamed about that Seibu first baseman. I was like, oh my, I need to meet this guy. It's weird. Ichiro and David McKinnon in the same sentence. Yeah, I'm not sure they belong, but
yeah, I mean, one of us had a couple more hits, and
just a few.
just a couple.
You were on your way to, you were on your way to making the all-time.
I was about to break. I mean, if you handed me my 10-year contract in MPB, I think he still has more hits than I do.
Yeah. No, but like it was, as anyone would probably assume, it was a dream come true. And it was cool because I was on the Yankees and like he was there too. We were obviously not teammates, but like we were in the same org. So being on the same org as your childhood hero was incredible. And being able to work out with him, I learned a lot more about like, his routine and stuff like that. That was a pretty big part of my baseball career. And I do think that like that kind of changed my life too.
What was the biggest life lesson or something that you really gathered from him?
I think it's just the routine that he goes through. And like, obviously I didn't copy every single part of his routine, but like everyone says, you got to have a routine in pro ball. And I practiced with him after my first year in pro ball. So that kind of jump-started my development as a pro, and like just meeting with him and like going through routines, that was pretty big.
Really cool. I mean, that's just such an awesome. Who gets to live that, right? That's pretty cool. And we actually got a listener question from Ataru Sasaki, who's a big Fighters fan, who was begging us to get you on the podcast. But when you decided to retire, did the Fighters offer you a front office position? And if so, why did you choose Toronto instead? Obviously, I've got no idea, so just throwing it out there.
Yeah, so there were a bunch of teams that offered, and some agents as well, and most of them, actually all of them, had something to do with Japan America relations, like scouting Japanese players, scouting American players, like, and I felt like that is, I think eventually something I want to do. But I wanted to kind of find a job where I can kind of dip my toes in a lot of things. And Toronto was one of the only teams to offer that. And I'm super thankful for the position that they gave me, just because I'm traveling with the big league team. I'm in the trade deadline meetings. I'm in the draft room during the draft, and in all these player development meetings too. And I still don't know what I want to do even next year. So it's definitely good to see all avenues of where my next journey is going to take me.
Honestly, from what I'm hearing, because what you're doing sounds so cool, because you see it from the player's perspective, but you don't see the front office perspective all the time. So it does sound pretty awesome. So your Wikipedia page, now, hey, it's Wikipedia. We're not 100% sure if it's correct or not, okay? Says you told yourself every at-bat, I am invincible. Where'd you get that from, if it's true, and does it help?
Yeah. Well, first of all, yeah, it's true.
Okay.
And second of all, obviously it didn't help if you looked at my batting average.
Yeah, but did you go up there and you're like, you know what, let's go? Like,
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. But in all honesty, like how it started was like I just could not get in the right mindset to basically go into battle. And I think like me and you kind of have like the same off the field. We're just both very relaxed people. And I was having a really hard time turning that switch.
It is hard. It's a hard switch to turn.
Yeah. And going to the batter's box, I was never as confident as I should be. And that's kind of when I started to do that. And I think it is an extreme. I don't think a lot of people are going up there thinking of confidence or like trying to kill the pitcher or whatever. But that's the extreme that I had to go to get to like a league average confidence level. And I'm sure a lot of guys have different routines. I know some guys have things where they try to calm themselves down. And I feel like that would have never worked for us. But
Yeah, nah. Like, I could definitely not calm myself down more. I'd be sleeping in the batter's box, you know?
yeah, I mean,
I had to get myself going. Like, sometimes I would, like, even, like, tap myself on the face, like, "Wake up." Like, act like you're actually, like, this is your job. I'm not sleeping, but I'm talking, like, let's lock it in. Let's get mad for at least these 10 seconds so you can go talk to Gosuke at first base, you know?
yeah, come talk to me.
I
Yeah.
know. It's just like, but it's hard because, like, sometimes you're like, "Damn, dude." Like, when you're feeling good at the plate, it wasn't as hard. It wasn't even like you're getting mad, you're just comfortable. But when you're struggling a little bit, that's when I had the trouble, I think, getting mad and trying to really turn that switch and like, make something change. Dealing with the ups and downs, you played in MLB for a bit, found success in Japan. How do you maintain your confidence through the slumps and through, I mean, the good stuff's easy to maintain your confidence. How do you maintain it on the bat, like when the bad stuff, when stuff hits the fan, you know?
Yeah, the 10-year journey in the minor leagues really helped me with that. Just I think we've been in like a million slumps, right? And it's
Lots of-
like lots of slumps, all the slumps.
Yeah.
But it's like you just feel confident because you've gotten out of every single slump, right? Like, and
Eventually it
that's
ends.
yes. And it's like the well, you hope it ends, right?
Yeah. Sometimes maybe it don't end and then your career's over, you know? I was
Yeah.
always hoping that that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. But you just know that you've been through it and you're just not scared at a certain point. We just never were scared, right?
No,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we've been through everything. We succeeded and failed in the minor leagues, succeeded and failed in the big league, succeeded and failed in Japan, succeeded and failed in Korea. So it's like you've been through everything. Nothing scares you.
Succeeded, mostly failed.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Mostly failed in Korea.
And I think I take that into like everything in life now. It's a big confidence thing. You went and you succeeded in Japan. Nothing else should scare you in life.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So that's kind of like the mindset that I had.
Yeah. I mean, in the baseball aspect of it, for me, I was like, look, in the minors, I'm a 290 guy. So if I hit 180 for 2 weeks, I'm probably going to hit 400 for 2 weeks, you know? It's going to come like that, but it'll come into the middle, you know? So once I realized that, like, yeah, just up and down, up and down.
Not
I would like to be more like this, but like
this is like Genda-san.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, Genda. My gosh, but yeah.
This is me.
Did the emotions match the slumps too, or were you pretty emotional here?
Emotionally
Slumps.
here.
Yeah, that's where I was too.
At
I was
the end,
pretty
yeah.
emotionally here, where I feel like if you're gonna survive for that long, you have to kind of be emotionally there.
It's interesting though, what both of you said that you sort of have to. I always thought I'd be that. So I played football, football for a long
Soccer.
time, and I always struggled. I sometimes struggled to sort of find myself in the mindset to be able to play the game properly, because I was always just, I don't know, I was so even keeled, and like the coaches were trying to get you riled up for an important game, and I was just like, yeah, I'm good, like I'll play. But I always thought about, and sometimes people told you, you have to play angry. And I thought, well, if I play angry, I'm pretty much going to burn myself out in 10 minutes. I'm just going to get injured, or I'm going to injure someone else. For a baseball player, like how big is that though? Because I could never imagine. I mean, just based on either of your characters, you don't seem like guys that could play angry for a long time. You would struggle with that, right?
Yeah, I was just a happy camper, you know. I was just enjoying baseball, you know. I was gonna play as long as I could. It was my childhood dream. So anyone that was gonna come up to me and be like, "Hey, like you gotta play angry," and I'm like, "Why? Like this is like my dream come true. I get to play baseball every single day. I'm working towards my ultimate dream of getting to the big leagues and actually making some money. Why would I play angry? I'm gonna play with an edge to the point where I'm like, when I went to the plate every single time, I didn't have a confidence issue for sure. I went to the plate every time and I was like, I'm not getting out. Like he's not gonna be better than me. If anyone gets me out, it's gonna be I did it myself. I missed my pitch. Now that didn't happen all the time. Sometimes they got me out. They're pretty nasty. But and at that level too, like once you get to that level and they actually can get you out, like in college, it's like, oh man, like you didn't play college, but like in college, it's like, man, like I got myself out when I got out. But in pro ball, it's like sometimes once you get to double A, some of those kids are so good that like didn't matter who was at the plate, like you're just out, like they threw 3 pitches that you just had no chance of hitting. So once you get to that point, it's like, all right, stakes and just capitalize. It becomes a lot easier to deal with the failures, I guess, when you're the bug a lot. You're not the windshield too often, you're usually the bug as a hitter.
And like we both had switches that we can turn on, and that's kind of like, hey, like it's go time. All right, now it's off. Like I think that's very important too. Like in all sports, I just having that switch to turn on. But obviously, yeah, like baseball, you fail more often than you succeed. So it's like that's a very very, very interesting sport that we both played.
It's a fascinating sport. Quick question for you, sort of quick fire round, Gosuke. One thing MPB needs to implement from MLB, and one thing MLB needs to implement from MPB.
Man, that's a tough question.
We ask tough questions.
I know what your answer is definitely no tie, right? Like that's definitely your thing.
Definitely, absolutely. I hate ties.
For me, I think one thing that MLB needs to implement from NPB would be like just not this isn't like on the field stuff, but the marketing side.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot of people that come into the stadiums. Like stadium viewing in Japan is, I think in terms of ratio, it's higher than the big leagues. Like people still go and watch the games. And that's a lot due to the marketing and a lot more female fans in Japan as well. Like they market that side of the demographic a lot better than MLB. A thing NPB should implement in from the big leagues, I think, is just the pitch clock. And there's going to be a lot of, even the big leagues had a tough time at first, like implementing it, but now it's the greatest thing in the world. And I do think that NPB and I think the KBO had
KBO has the pitch clock. KBO has
Yeah.
the robot umps too, which is definitely different.
But yeah, I think it's not a matter of if, it's like when for NPB to implement the pitch clock.
Yeah, and it'll be one step further to abolishing ties. So that's a great thing. Who was the player you were most impressed by in Japan?
Not other than me.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna say you.
Just the most average foreigner.
No, not average at all, man.
I had a good year there.
David.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you rate.
I did. I was good there that year, but there's so many good players in Japan.
You rate. Okay. For me, like an impressive player would be Kiyomiya Kotaro.
So on the Fighters.
On the Fighters, yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was kind of nasty. He is currently still nasty.
He's very nasty.
Yeah.
And
Great hitter.
the thing that I think is the most impressive for him, obviously he's one of the best hitters in Japan and whatever, right? But like he was, as an amateur, he was heavily followed.
Yeah.
In the Little League World Series.
Little League, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. The Little League World Series video.
Yeah. In the Little League World Series, like he was a star in that.
Mhm.
Went to high school, was a star there. Like you don't see guys like that succeed at the highest level ever. Like
Yeah.
I think
Like
the
Bryce
only guy
Harper, pretty much him.
that's my comp. Like
Yeah.
it's literally Bryce Harper. And to be able to play at the highest level at every step of the way, I think that is what made him very impressive for me.
And he's like the nicest kid.
He's the nicest kid.
Nicest
he probably
kid
spoke
ever.
perfect English to you because he speaks perfect English.
Yeah, he was like not confident fully, like in it, but like he spoke great English. I'm like, dude, your
Yeah.
English is good. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
guy.
so-
Well, it's better than my Japanese, So, actually, fun fact. I think I told it once already, but I thought Maname. I thought he spoke some English, which maybe I'd I don't know, you know, I thought he spoke some English. So the first time we scrimmaged you guys, I spoke English to him. He didn't say anything back. He just looked at me
I
like,
think he said that. He said he gets that like from every foreigner.
yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I was definitely, I was like, I guess I profiled you incorrectly, you know? I was like, I'm sorry. So then I get back and I'm like, Matsui-san, he doesn't speak any English. He goes, nah, dude, he was born in Japan. He don't speak any English. I was like, well, damn, he's an Aaron Judge comp to me.
I think so too.
Power, arm.
I mean, the arm is just
Defense is unbelievable. Honestly,
Yeah.
better defense.
I mean, that whole lineup currently, you're still watching games, you said, Gosuke, so you must be enjoying this season of Fighters baseball.
Yeah, like I wanted to, you know, bring the Fighters to a Japan title. Wasn't able to do that, but like just watching them it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
They're going to be very close to one, I presume. Just throughout 1 to 9. So I root for the Lions, naturally. But whenever they're up against the Fighters, I'm like, I might just not watch this game.
A lot
Fighters
of
are
the young guys too, and like
Yeah.
obviously I didn't enjoy playing in the minor leagues where I spent a lot of my time my last year playing, but like just playing with those super young guys. Tatsukota is doing really well right now, and playing with those guys in the minor leagues and like seeing them succeed in the big leagues like this year, like that's been, I don't know why, but it's just rewarding for me. Like I just feel their happiness.
And you were there grinding with them, so it makes a lot of sense. It's not an easy minor league system to get out of. I think that's something that's underappreciated about Japanese baseball, is that the grind seems a bit grimier in Japan than it is in the States even. Last question we have for you, and I'd be curious to see how you could answer the question. You can get as philosophical as you'd like.
get the most philosophical.
Most philosophical, yeah. So if you could sort of go back in time and give your 18-year-old self a bit of advice, what would your biggest piece of advice be?
I think it's just like, just never give up. The first couple of years of my career were the hardest, just because unlike David, I just got drafted when I was like 17, 18.
Yeah, I still can't believe. I don't understand how people do that at that age. I couldn't even go to college at that age. So.
I think it's happening less and less, but like me being drafted second round as an 18-year-old and like being away from home for the first time, I was miserable every day. I was doing really bad, and a lot of the pressure was getting to me, and pressure in like rookie ball, like now looking back seems, I can't even imagine what I was thinking. But back then I thought the world was ending, and I don't blame myself for that because that's how I felt. But just to like never give up and like keep going. And I think, you know, me and Mac, we both have the same kind of trajectory. And like, in the end, it's like, you just gotta keep going. If you just never give up, like a lot of good things will happen.
Yeah, you just gotta keep going. I mean, and that's kind of the weird thing now with us, because we just finished our playing careers, obviously. We were at the top of pretty much the baseball industry when it came to playing professional baseball. We got to the big leagues, went overseas, and then you finish playing and you're like, I don't want to start at the bottom now all of a sudden. Like, I don't want to restart doing something and like rebuild whatever, like wherever you're going to go, if you're in baseball or not in baseball. Now you have to kind of like start from the bottom again, you know, whether it's coaching in the front office. I mean, you're not at the bottom, but like, you're definitely not like running the show yet, you know, you got to build back up. So it stinks that you just got to keep going, keep growing, keep learning. And eventually Gosuke very well could run the front office and I'll be his assistant GM, you know?
Yeah, and if you need a head of communications, I'll happily tackle.
We definitely will need that, because if we run a podcast together, it might not end well.
Jasper will be the commissioner of NPB, and the first thing he's going to do is abolish ties.
No more ties.
No more ties ever. Yeah. Listen, Gosuke, thanks so much for coming on the show. Really enjoyed listening to you, and all the best, obviously, with the Toronto Blue Jays. And we'll keep an eye out for wherever you go next, because I think you're just starting your front office career, so it'd be great to see where that ends up.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is a blast.
And yeah, thanks for talking me through my career choices. I think we're on a good path now. You know, I was like, oh, maybe I'll go try to play again next year, but Gosuke talked me off that cliff, you know.
So that's another episode of Pacific Swings. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And remember, retiring at 30 might actually be a good thing. Who knows? Maybe I'll try it.
Hey, I think everyone should do it. Definitely needed to have some money coming in. Yeah, I got to get a job soon. Gosh, I'm going to go on to find a job now real quick. Okay, guys?
Get on that. See you guys.